Hello and welcome to the Scarf Bergara Wore match review, a Stockport County podcast for county fans by county fans. I'm Jimmy Harmer, and on this evening's podcast, we will be chatting about the quite frankly bloody brilliant 2-1 away victory over Huddersfield Town. This episode, we will be talking about red cards, ice cold penalties, and a right foot Odin Bailey stunner. I love that guy. Tonight, I'm joined by Steve, Dave, and Toby Culverwell. Dan's poorly, so Toby's subbed in for this episode. Great to have you on, guys. Let's get straight into the team news and thoughts, starting with you, Steve.
Yeah, sure. I mean, no surprises, was there? It's getting to be a little bit of a kind of more or less settled team at the moment. With Ben Hinchliffe in nets, back three of Joseph Alou, Brad Hills, and Ethan Pye, who are, between them, beginning to look really, really strong. Wing backs again with Ben Osborne and Tyler Onyango on the other side. Midfield two, which again is developing very, very nicely, of Norwood and Bailey. You've got Diamond kind of playing behind the front two, kind of floating around a bit with Benno Andresen and Woods up front. But nice to see, a bit of a settled team, and it's beginning to work.
Sure is. Go on, Toby. Were you expecting any changes, or were you happy with what you saw when that team was released?
I thought it would be like majority the same team, but I thought he would start probably Fevs over Diamond, to be honest. But except for Matt, not really anyone else. I think Jack Diamond, I just don't think he would have started. I mean, he's not been the best recently, to be fair. I feel like Fevs has just more of an impact if you play him than Jack Diamond, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the question mark, Dave, on Fevs is, has he got 90 minutes in him? I don't think he has. I mean, Jack is definitely ahead of him fitness-wise, ahead of Fevs.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. I think I honestly don't think that I was expecting any other starting lineup than the one that was out. I got 11 out of 11 on FanHub, so there's no surprises whatsoever.
Yeah.
But yeah, Diamond, he's a ball carrier, isn't he? He's good. So
and he does it well, doesn't he? I think his end product still needs working on, but his ball carrying is really, really working for the team. If he
draws a lot of fouls as well.
Yeah, he does. And if you can get that end product sorted, then wow, then we will have a real player in our hands.
I'll tell you what's interesting with Jack, and like I've said this loads of times about Tanto and the fact that I've not seen another team in this division with a Tanto type of player. Same with Diamond. I can't remember anyone we played so far that's had someone that's been such a strong runner with the ball. Maybe it was a player for Bolton. Maybe there's a player for him, but I think we marshalled him relatively well. But yeah, we say it all the time. I mean, he is mustard when it comes to everything before that final ball. Let's just talk about the first sort of 10, 12 minutes, because I could not believe that we hadn't scored in the first 10 or 12 minutes. Andresen had a number of chances. Woods had a shot from 12 yards and the keeper made a save. Did we think, Steve, it was going to be one of those days, or did you keep the faith?
To be honest, I know kind of finishing has not been our strongest point, but the way we started that game yesterday, I was watching it, I was thinking, this is tremendous. We're camped in their half, and the way they were utilising the wing backs, you had kind of Ben Osborne on one side, Tyler and Young on the others, and there were acres of space. And Norwood and Bailey were just pinging it between each other. Then they just find one of the wing backs down the wing, in loads of space, and it was just the high press was. I don't know. I just thought we were brilliant yesterday. It's one of the best performances of the season for me. I just thought we were awesome.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you talk about the high press. That sometimes means that we may tire second half. So I was a little bit concerned when we were doing so bloody well, actually, but not scoring again. It's one of those where you're sort of thinking, okay, well, we're making all these chances. We had a decent XG in that first half, 1.21. But in fairness, 0.76 of it? In fact, that reminds me, anyone listening, if you go to our website, Scarf Bergara Wore, if you're watching, there's a new QR code thing up in the right-hand corner, which Dan has sort of put up here for you. So you can scan that, takes you straight to our website, scarfbergarawore.co.uk. And there's a blog that was released yesterday by Josh, and that's on a XG and how it sort of works and everything. So a decent read. It's only like a 5-6 minute read, so it won't take you long. Maybe read it whilst you're eating your breakfast or something tomorrow morning. But yeah, well worth reading. So yeah, our XG was 1.21, 0.76 would have been from the penalty. Now that was a weird one for me because, Toby, I thought that first half we generated some decent chances which should have had some higher XGs than they actually were in the end. Did you feel that we should have sort of scored, obviously, before that penalty? And we'll talk about that in a minute.
Well, Brecky had quite a few amount of chances. We had that chance where he went one on one, and then I feel like that's a penalty in my opinion. I feel like that's more of a penalty than the penalty we got.
It's worth talking about that, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I agree, Toby. I mean, and I've watched when I was at the game, I wasn't sure, and he was getting a bit of grief from some people around us because he hadn't scored, basically. But you watch it back, and he's clipped, isn't he?
Does he dally a little bit on it? Do you think?
Maybe.
I don't think he gets any of the ball, to be honest. I think it's all he tries to get stick his leg out to get a ball in there, but he just takes him out, and it's a penalty in my opinion, 100%.
Yeah, I think so too, and I think Charlie alluded to it after the match as well, didn't he? And it looked a penalty. I mean, like I say, I've watched it back. For me, that's a penalty. So yeah, I mean, we should have had a penalty. Definitely.
He had another chance as well where he got on a little nice ball played over the top to him. And then he just took too many touches trying to get it around the defender. But same again, if that was Brecky, last season Brecky, he would just be hitting that first time and having no questions about it.
I agree. Again, I agree with you, everything you're saying there, but isn't he playing well? And isn't he benefiting the team in that position? The way he drops back and he works to join the midfield to the attack. I don't know about you, Dave. I think he's doing awesome.
He is, definitely, yeah. It's just that I think what'll happen is once he gets one, his confidence will be sky high again. And like you said, for the penalty that wasn't a penalty, a fit and firing Brecky and a really confident one, he saw the defender even tries to get a toe in, So I think he'll end up getting one, and then I think he'll go on a bit of a run in, and he'll start bagging outfuls.
Yeah. I think you've hit the nail on the head, Dave. I mean, confidence in a striker is the difference between that extra touch and not. And if he is confident, he just gets it out of his feet and hits it rather than having the 2 or 3 touches that maybe he's having at the moment.
He needs one to sort of just come off his ass. Anything. He just needs one goal, and that'll be it. He'll be away.
Yeah, I mean, I think he is finding it harder to get as much space, maybe as he did last season. Maybe defenders are, I don't know, are defenders maybe a bit more wary of him? Maybe they've done a bit more research on what he is and what he can do. Whereas, was he at the back end of last season, certainly when he scored that goal against Wickham, was he a bit more of an unknown and maybe just chucking him in? Teams hadn't really done the due diligence on him, maybe as much. I don't know.
Maybe, but don't him and Woods link up well?
Yeah.
Oh, do you know some of the touches? Woods, he just flicks it through, and he's in. He's in.
Yeah. Super. Yeah, and this is why he's in the team instead of Nathan Lowe. And I was chatting to my brother about the game afterwards, and and we both agree that like Woods and Lowe, that they're two similar players. When they've tried to play together this season, it's not quite worked. Now, obviously, I think Steve, you mentioned last week that you thought Benno he's probably going to be called up for the under-21s, isn't he? So we will see whether Dave goes with maybe Fevs and Diamond and Wootton, or whether he puts Nathan Lowe in and sort of sees how that goes against Blackpool.
When is that, by the way? When's the international break? Is that coming up next week?
It's next
Yeah,
week,
it's
isn't
next
it? Because
weekend,
I know that
yeah.
England are playing. So yeah.
So that's going to be interesting next week, isn't it? I mean, we can talk about it later, but with if Benno does get called up and we're going to be missing Onyango for a game, it's going to be quite interesting what he does. Well, anyway, that'll be one for later.
Well, no, I mean, let's talk about it now. We don't have to be super rigid. I mean, obviously, you've got O'Keefe, who's available to play at right wing back. So he could potentially come in there. I think where we're pretty lucky is that although we had a few injuries at the start of the season, we've not picked up too many in the last few games. And no one's been crocked during a game, have they? Last sort of three or four. And that's meant that we've been able to put a pretty strong team out. And Toby, I don't know what you think about this, but I think the fact that Dave's got this strong spine now, he's decided on Ben. He's got his 3 centre-backs who, again, were magnificent, apart from switching off very late in the game. The 2 midfielders now, again, making part of the spine, Bailey and Norwood, and then Woods up front. The people around that, I mean, you can include Osborne. He's not part of the spine because he's slightly to the side. He's like an arm. But that is going to serve as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I'll start the season. I thought Charlie hasn't really found his best team, like the team he was going to use and stick with. But I feel like the team that we've got now is very good and very strong working together. And except from Nyango, who's obviously suspended, I don't see who you can drop really. Like no one really deserves to be dropped because they always work, especially at the moment. They're always working their socks off.
Yeah, I mean that first half, I thought Onyango was superb. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I mean, he was with their fans hated him. They were trying to get him booked from about the 5th minute, and he was doing absolutely brilliant. His defensive ability was fantastic. His breaking forward was fantastic. Putting balls into the box. I thought he was an absolute menace yesterday. I thought it was superb. Just one little blot, isn't it, later on, which we'll come on to. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you're that sort of player, when you're so gangly and tall and playing in that sort of position, because let's face it, if you're a centre back and you're that sort of height, most of the play is in front of you. When you're that sort of size, and we know how brilliant he is at one-on-ones, but when you are that sort of size and you're playing right wing back and you're up and down, and there is the chance that players can get wrong side of you, maybe a little bit more. I think when you put a challenge in and you don't quite get it right, it probably looks worse than if it's, say, Osborne putting in the same challenge because he's a lot shorter, his legs are a lot shorter, and it just doesn't look like you've taken someone out. Whereas Onyango can completely take somebody out. What do you think, Dave? Or am I just being a bit silly?
No, I think I get exactly where you're coming from. Yeah, I think he is a bit of a dangly so and so, isn't he? You know. But yeah, he was awesome yesterday. He was really good up until the second half. But yeah, he was very good. But then again, I think the whole first half, I don't think you could really say that anybody just wasn't on it. From minute one, every single player on that pitch deserved the start, deserved the shirt, and every single one of them were top draw.
Mm-hmm. So the story of 2 penalties then. So Steve, you already touched a little bit on the first one, or we have done, and we think it was one. That pull on Hills, what's your view on it after seeing the highlights?
Well, at the game, I thought that's a bit lucky. And then if you watch it back, is it soft? Yeah. But does the guy grab his shirt? Yes. In front of the referee? Yes. So it's like, if you're a defender, don't give the referee a decision to make because it was soft, but, you know, he pulled his shirt and he went down. So it's penalty. But it's soft.
Who's worried that Ollie Norwood hasn't missed a penalty yet and eventually he's going to miss one? Or do we just think he's going to score every single one he takes?
You're going to jinx it
I
now.
think he's too good.
Well,
Good for it. He'll know. He's been there around the block. He's played at the highest level in England. There's no way he's going to miss one of them. Every time he gets that ball and he puts it down, I'm supremely confident that he's going to whack it in.
And there's no pattern, is there? Have you noticed? He changes it every time. It's like it's not like he's got a preferred area. He makes it up when he goes along.
Clever, isn't he?
Oh,
clever, isn't he?
Superb. He's just brilliant. I love him. I think he's a great player.
Yeah, well, let's face it, going in 1-0 at half time, so well deserved. No Huddersfield fans can be arguing that. If you looked at any of the Huddersfield like forums and things, they're saying things like can't believe we're losing to Stockport County. It's like, well, yeah, Stockport County are a pretty fucking good side, guys, and you did lose for a reason because you were shite. And let's face it, I mean, like, I didn't see anything from them first half to make me see anything why they were on 19 points. I mean, I know Bradford tonked them, but they've amassed 19 points from like 10 games. They can't be a bad side.
Well, I read their forums leading up to the game, and they were not confident at all. They were talking about it. Lee Grant's the manager, isn't it? And saying
former goalkeeper, yeah,
can't get a settled formation. Forever changing the formation round and never quite sure who's going to play. They felt like although they started well, they were on a little bit of decline, and they're not seeing improvement game on game. And did they get tonked by Bradford 4-0 or something? I think, I'm not sure, but they were really was it? They were really concerned going into the game yesterday that they might be coming up against a decent team, which they did.
Yeah, I mean, Ollie Norwood seemed. Sorry, go on, Toby.
I don't really think they did anything really for like the whole game. I mean, in the first half they had that shot which Ben saved with his nuts, but
he did.
Yeah. Well held, son. Well held.
Except from that, they didn't really do much. I mean, the corner they scored from, it was a great ball and a great header, but
yeah.
Except from that, they didn't really do anything for the whole game. Even when we had 10 men, still couldn't create naff.
Yeah.
Well, that must be the frustration, mustn't it? And let's sort of come onto the second half now. Actually, it's probably a good time to get into it. I'll just play a short advert, and then we will come back, talk second half.
And go. Okay, so you're saying that Corey's in there because I think you're full of shit. He has to start Ben, otherwise he's getting called out.
No, definitely.
So
definitely Corey's in net.
Oh, mate,
Hey up.
Have you got changed?
Yeah, I've got into my old past t-shirt.
Oh.
Don't they sponsor the Scarf Bergara Wore podcast?
Indeed they do.
Nice one. So yeah, thank you to Overpass Clothing for sponsoring us, and obviously also Edgeley Conservative Club coaches as well. So thanks, guys. It is massively appreciated at our end. So moving into the second half, yeah, we're talking 2-1 away victory against Huddersfield. Second half, no halftime subs, so we can get straight into it. I thought we started the half well. Better than we started second halves recently. And then on 53 minutes, it all turned a little bit to shit, didn't it, Steve?
Yeah. So, I mean, Tyler got booked, I think, on the 48th minute and for an absolute nothing shirt pull, which is quite interesting because their guy who gave the penalty away, which was a bigger shirt pull, didn't get booked. So that was quite interesting. And at the time of, was it? Yeah, so that was the first booking. And then on 53 minutes, I think Ethan Pye tried to take on a couple of their players, got caught out, lost possession. They went on the breakaway. As a second ball is on the pitch, by the way. I don't know if anyone noticed.
Yeah, saw that.
And then, there's a through ball to their left-sided forward. Onyago's just caught a little bit off pace, tries to get back, clips him, and it's like, no complaints. Second yellow. Can see it. And a bit kind of disappointing because at that point you think, all this hard work we've done, how well we've been playing today, and here we are at Huddersfield away down to 10 men, 53 minutes into the game, and you're thinking this is going to be a struggle now. I was like thinking, I wasn't sure what was going to happen, but then Well, Dave made some subs, didn't he? Was it straight away or did he? No, he waited 5
5 minutes later. So
Yeah.
58 mins. So Corey O'Keefe came on for Alawu, and Fevs came on for Benno, and that is. I mean, I don't know if anybody listens to the Gary Neville podcast. It's like a 20-minute podcast. It's quite interesting. I'm not really into the Premier League, but it's quite interesting listening to it. And he makes a really good point, quite regularly actually. And he says, don't listen to what the manager says. Listen to watch what he does, and that is going to give you and the players an impression as to what he wants to happen. So the manager could say to the players, as much as he wants to, keep on attacking, whatever. But if he brings 2 fucking defenders on for a striker and a midfielder, the team are going to be thinking, oh, he wants us to defend. And the fans are going to be thinking, oh, shit, he wants to defend. So but he didn't do that. He brought on defender for the defender, like for like-ish, going to a sort of more of a back 4. And he brings Fevs on, another ball carrier for Benno. That was a fucking brilliant substitution for me.
I thought personally, once Tyler had gone off, that 5 minutes before the subs happened, I was fearing the worst at that point, because it kind of looked like it was really disjointed for that little small period of time. And it kind of looked like nobody really knew where they should have been and who was filling in. And had they gone to a back 4 and they were kind of like just all looking around going, shit, what we're doing? And then Dave sort of just went, right, this is now what's going to happen. And then that seemed to sort of steady the ship then after that. And well, we just grew and grew into it then after that.
It was a bit of a masterstroke though, wasn't it? It's like, because you didn't really know what he was going to do. I mean, if this is why I'm not the manager, but I would have took Andresen off and Diamond, but he absolutely got it right. And what was fantastic about it is we were always going to concede. In my opinion, we were always going to concede in that game because they were going to throw everything at us. And I said to my son, I said, if we can get to 90 minutes without conceding, I said, we've got a chance here, and like going into injury time. But to push the way we did, to push for that second goal. And before the goal, we had 2 great chances, didn't we? 2 really great chances. And unlucky, really. I mean, Fev's got a bit of stick round us. Like, why is he not burying that? But, he hit it on his left. He hit it first time. Keeper saved it. And it was just great to see. I'm thinking, how have we got 10 men here? We don't look any different. It was just brilliant.
Yeah.
I think the interesting thing for me, Toby, was that when we sorted our shape out on 58 minutes, Huddersfield completely lost theirs. It's almost like you're in the playground, or they're in the playground, and they were just all trying to get on the ball, and they were all sort of trying to push forward. And that's what gave us, as you just said, Steve, 2 chances. 63 minutes, Fevs missed a 1-on-1. 66 minutes, Jack broke through with a 1-on-1. They should not be gifting us those sort of chances, should they, Tobes, when they've got a man advantage?
Well, they sort of like went all at it, didn't they? And then that left gaps, like left-hand side, right-hand side, and even down the middle. They were like playing 2 at the back at that time. And all Fevs and Jack Diamond had to do was literally run down the middle, and they were through and goal. That Fevs chance was a great chance to score, but it's a good save for the keeper. Jack Diamond, I don't know, he should be doing better, in my opinion. He sort of like drags himself out wide.
You felt like he could get a shot away, and he didn't, did he? He carried it a bit further.
I think he just took an extra touch that wasn't needed. And then the defender just sort of like shovels them out. Just 2 great chances that we don't end up scoring, but then Odin Bailey's the absolute saver.
Yeah, well, but before that as well, because like Fevs was getting into the game, wasn't he? And I think there was a bit when he was on the edge of the area, just by the byline, and he was trying to go. He went left, he went right, and then they handballed it, and we had a great chance of a free kick. And Odin steps up, and he's got to be, he's not going to be happy with that, has he? It was awful.
I mean, he massively overhits it, but my question is, why didn't he cut it back to someone on the edge of the box? Because They were not marking the edge of the box at all. They were all in the 6-yard box, the Huddersfield defenders.
Yeah. But it gets better after that, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. I mean, let's talk about the referee just a little bit. So he made some strange decisions, I think, and he kept putting Wootton up from what I could see, just doing his job, just trying to win a ball off a defender every time the ball came in their rough vicinity. But for some reason, for the lead up to Bailey's goal, Woods gives him a massive push, and we're all thinking, yeah, okay, that's going to be a free kick. Nothing. It's like, oh, brilliant. Okay, then. I think it drops to Diamond. Diamond gets absolutely taken out. Ref's going to blow up, isn't he? No, he doesn't. Oh, great. He's played the advantage. And step up fucking Odin Bailey, who has been running his absolute nuts off for the whole game. And he's one of the most far forward players. And that little shimmy to put the defender on, basically moving the wrong way, and then shuffles it onto his right foot. Swindon away vibes for me, that finish. Okay, the Swindon one was a little bit further out. It was edge of the area, wasn't it? But what a finish. He just caressed it into that far corner on his weak foot. I mean, I fucking love him. He's brilliant. So deserved. So pleased for him. Because the last 3 or 4 games, this guy has been knitting our midfield together, and to get that goal, so pleased for him.
Meant a lot to him as well, didn't it? It was just, I mean, in that away end, oh man, it was just awesome. I went crazy, and there's 4 of us there. It was just like you knew we'd won the game at that point. You knew it, and I still said to him, I said, we will concede. You felt it was just. Because there's so many, we're down to 10 men, we're going to be knackered. You felt like they're going to get a chance at some point. But once we got that second goal, I thought, we're good here. We're good. And it was just amazing. And see Ollie Norwood climb on the advertising boards as well. He absolutely loves it, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's face it, Huddersfield, another one of his former teams. Yeah. Whenever he plays against one of his former teams, he normally turns it on. And done the same again. And just one last thing on Odin Bailey. The kid was well out of favour. Well out of favour at one point. Moxon was in front of him. Camps was in front of him. He wasn't getting on ahead of like Diamond and Fevrier, because potentially lacks that little bit of pace that you need in those sort of positions. He's, from what I've seen, I could be wrong, but from what I've seen, he's kept his head down. He's worked hard. Doesn't look like he's like spat his dummy out or anything. He's been given his chance and he's fucking taken it. That is what you want from like professional footballers. And I don't know if anybody listened to the Mark Stott interview on the Dara McAntony podcast, The Hard Truth. I'd recommend anybody sort of listening to it, not just the Stott interview, but I've listened to a few others, sort of some of the older ones. And yeah, his language is a little bit flowery here and there, and he sort of says things in slightly strange terms. But the guy has obviously been running a football club for 19 years, and he was sort of saying this, that he's got players in his squad that he's more than happy if they're willing to fight for their place in the team. That's fine. It's the ones who call their agent and say, oh, I'm not being played, can you get me a move? And they try and get themselves a move away. And it's, yeah, I just think that the modern day footballer sometimes thinks I should be in the team, whereas actually there's a squad going on here and you should all be pleased for each other and you should all be working towards the same goal.
Yeah, I thought in the summer that Odin Bailey would leave, to be fair. I thought he wouldn't stay. After like all the stuff that went on last season and all the criticism he got, I thought he would be off on loan somewhere, to be fair.
You wouldn't want to see him drop now, though, would you?
Yeah.
No.
Isn't his contract end in the summer?
I was just about to say, is he playing contracts again? Because I in no way, shape or form was a big fan of his. And I'm sure that a lot of people wasn't as well. Now, why am I not a fan of him? He's cracking at the minute. He's brilliant. But when we first got him on loan from Salford, he was playing for a deal and he was belting. So we bought him. And then he sort of dropped off and he's not really done much. I mean, he's shown glimpses, don't get me wrong. And like we say with quite a few players, there's definitely a player there, but he never really produced it on a consistent basis. And Dave's a big thing of you get and you'll stay in the team. And that's exactly what's happened now. He's been given his chance. He's cracked on. He's got his head down. But again, is he playing for his contract again at the end of the year?
I don't know.
Are we at that point again? But
it could be.
Only he'll be able to tell you. And if he is, give him another one now.
Yeah.
You know?
You're right in what you say about him, because he hasn't been consistent. And all of a sudden, he is. And I don't know if that's the position he's playing or who he's playing alongside or the way the team is balanced at the moment. But he looks great. He looks great. And I just say as well, when he scored that goal, the rendition of the Odin Bailey song in that away stand was unbelievable. It was a real moment.
He is playing in a new position though, isn't he, as well? Because he said he's sort of, in one of his interviews a few weeks ago, he said they've moved him into a bit of a different position, and he seems to be doing all right with it. I mean, a lot of times when he had the ball at his feet, and I've said this on numerous times, he just looked like a fidget spinner. He'd just go round and round and round with the ball, and then pop it off. But he's producing excellent displays at the minute, and some of his passing, his range of passing seems to be getting better.
Yeah.
The other week he set up a glorious chance with a great long ball, and he's cracking on, and he's doing well at the minute. Undroppable, same as Norwood right now. Nobody's going to take either of them two out of this team right now. Nobody. It's going to take some mad injury or something, which God forbid doesn't happen. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, he's also got very good dead ball ability. I know he messed up that free kick that you were talking about earlier, but generally speaking, to be able to have him with his left foot and Norwood, obviously with Norwood's right foot, it just gives you a different angle. And I think what he's done recently, because he has been almost converted into the central midfielder. Before he was almost like a winger playing a central midfielder, and he kept losing the ball. In dangerous places as well. Like when you centre mid, you don't want to be caught dribbling in that position because it puts you in all sorts of troubles. I can't remember a point that he's lost the ball over the last 2 or 3 games. So I think the penny's dropping. I was in John Lewis earlier, buying some towels for my new house, and a little song came on, and it was that song. It goes, "Hey, hey, baby, ooh, ah." That should be Odin Bailey's new song. So if anybody's listening, that does the songs in like upper tier 3, instead of it being like Odin Bailey, We Will Never Let You Go, because like that's a little bit old now, and it was for like a lone player as well. But if you go, "Hey, Odin Bailey, ooh, ah," I think that would work really well. So there we go. Andy, if you're listening, I know you got a foghorn voice, so if you can get that one going, I'll certainly be joining in anyway.
Another thing I thought it'd be good to touch on, Alfie May, right? He's been a bit of a thorn in our side, hasn't he, in recent past? And he is a good striker, and he's the type of player you'd like in your own team, but you don't like to play against. But is he still in Brad Hill's pocket?
Yeah, I think so.
What an immense performance!
Along with others, he's got pockets. That boy.
Unbelievable performance. He led that kind of centre-back position. He was just outstanding. I just thought it was amazing. And it's like, that's what we've paid for. Wow. Just amazing. And Alfie May didn't get a look in. I thought he was just brilliant.
I mean, he didn't get a look in, and he ended up playing most of his game down their right-hand side to basically avoid Brad Hills, because Brad Hills was just completely he wanted to get out of his pocket, so he sort of went nowhere near the goal basically. So I don't think he had a shot, did he? Because Hills, you're right. Brad Hills has been absolutely immense, and his ceiling is probably getting up there now with Ethan Pye's. Obviously, one's right foot, one's left foot, but the two together, I mean, a 22 and a 21-year-old centre-back pairing when we're down to 10 men. Come on. That's just awesome.
Yeah. Just amazing.
Yeah. So, overall, well, should we talk about their goal or should we not bother? Do you want to talk about the negative? Yeah, okay.
We
Nah,
we
fuck 'em.
won the game.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah. So, overall, great team performance. Dave was happy at the end, wasn't he? He's never 100% happy. Yeah. You always sort of feel that. I mean, obviously, we conceded that goal, didn't we? So I think he was a little bit narked the fact that we didn't keep that clean sheet, which is what the team would have deserved. But 3 points. Now, what I'm doing at the final whistle, we're going to have a quick chat about that. A few things being lobbed, and that has no place in a football ground at all. I think, Dave, you mentioned that Ellis got hit with something as well. So, yeah, not good.
He has got quite a fucking big head, though, to be fair, Ellis.
Yeah, it's a big target, isn't it?
The thing is, though, that had been brewing for ages. And for me, it's down to the stewards. I mean, they had a gap of about 1 metre between our fans and their fans. It had been brewing and brewing for ages. And then the stewards just stood there and did nothing. If they
what can they do, though, Steve?
Well, they could just get on the radio and say, Huddersfield Police, I think something is brewing here. Stick 6 police in the ground, and it's done and dusted, isn't it? But then what happened is they started filling up the empty Coke bottles, putting the lids back on, and then launching them into the crowd.
What were they filling them with?
Well, they were just like, after it, they're just finding drinks.
I think they were filling with piss or something.
No, nothing like that. But it was just, and I'm not asked, but my wife and my daughter's with me.
Yeah.
I'm just I was on edge. It's like, I don't want them getting it in the head with one of these bottles. So there's a bit of a disappointing end, but I think that's what Dave was witnessing, wasn't he? And I don't know if his wife and kids were in the crowd as well. And he gave it a bit at the end, and he told some people that was the Huddersfield fans he was aiming those comments at. He was a bit riled up, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Should we just go home in no uncertain terms?
Should we just quickly do a man of the match? Toby, who would you give it to?
Rather Odin Bailey or Ollie Norwood, to be honest. I can't pick between them. They both had a really big and good game. Ollie Norwood, he's probably the most consistent player we have, probably in history. I don't think I can't recall a game where he's not had a good 8 out of 10 performance.
Yeah, his ratings. If you look at his ratings on Flash scores over the last so many games, it's ridiculous. It's just
he's
crazy.
The leading average Flash score rating. I think it's high 7s. I think it's by about 0.25 from the next person down. He's an absolute. I mean, we said about Louis Barry, but he's an absolute cheat code for this division. I dread
on that
playing him.
Fell thing. I think Ellis showed me something the other day, and he's got the most points of any midfielder in the whole division. He's got not that I do this, so he sort of told me, and I just went, all right. as if I was bothered, oh, nice one, mate. So he is up there on the points totals.
Steve, man of the match for you?
Brad Hills for me. There were so many players that the whole team was outstanding, but I just thought Brad Hills was just phenomenal, as I've mentioned already. I just thought he's up against a player like Alfie May, who's no mug, and he just marked him out of the game. He was phenomenal. His aerial presence was incredible, and he won the penalty as well. But fantastic.
Do you get an assist for winning a penalty?
I don't know. I'm sure he'll be claiming it if you do.
Yeah.
Here's one for you then. If you go in on that, if you get fouled for the penalty and then stand up and take it, does then that mean you've assisted yourself?
I reckon.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Strange one.
We were talking about Ellis assisting himself earlier, weren't we?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He probably does a lot of that.
Anyway, moving on. Dave, your man of the match.
I'd like to give man of the match to Ben Hinchcliffe's bollocks. Because what a
he's
catch
not,
that was.
as Toby
Let's
said.
be honest.
Well, not being funny, but how did he keep hold of that ball?
No idea. Either that or he just wrapped his balls around it or something. I have no idea. But what a catch that was.
Yeah.
He held right onto that.
He had a good game, Ben, didn't he?
Yeah, he played. He's saving the second half, by the way, which I haven't mentioned. But yeah, he sort of one end of the pitch, one end of the net. The ball comes across, and he's just like goes flying across and makes a belting save. That was a quality save. That.
Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, so you giving it Ben? I'm going to give it to Odin Norwood. That new player that we've got in midfield. Yeah, Odin Norwood for me. I'm hedging my bets. There we go. Great stuff. So
you start giving people ideas for half and half scarves.
Half an hour. So obviously we've got the main pod on Wednesday, but before then we have a game against Salford City in the Virtu Trophy. Anyone going to that, guys?
Yeah, I'm going. I can't help myself, but yeah, I'll be there. Like I say, for me, it's like I know a lot of people don't like that competition, but I just have a day at work. I go to the game, watch a bit of football, it clears my head. So I'll be there watching it. It should be an interesting lineup actually, because you can guarantee there's quite a few players going to start. You know, probably Corey, Moxon, all the subs bench. Likely to get a game. We don't know if there's a couple of people coming back from injury as well. Maybe might get a few minutes, and then watch a few of the young ones. Like see Christy Grogan again. Hopefully, Aaron Allen.
Yeah.
Maybe Shea Garner will get a bit of a game, but yeah, I'll be there anyway. So yeah,
it's on TV, isn't it? I think that one Sky.
No idea. Yeah,
I thought it would be. I think the Virtu Trophy is on TV. So if it is, I'll be watching that.
Onyango definitely. Because he'll miss Saturday, so he'll definitely give him a game.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean that is a cup that we should be looking to win. There's no reason why we can't win that trophy with the squad depth that we've got. Peterborough obviously won it last season. Again, Darren McAntony, the Hard Truth podcast, if you listen to that, he's got a lot of fond memories of going to Wembley. I think they've won it. They won it twice now. I think
2 years on the trot, I think.
He's on the trot. Yeah. So I don't think there's a massive amount of prize money there, but there's a chance to get to Wembley, and there's a chance for the fans to get sort of down there as well. So I think the team will be targeting winning that, and why not? So cool. Okay. Any other business? Anybody got anything to say? Or
I don't think so.
No, I think we've covered everything. So thank you for joining us, Toby. Thank you for joining us and stepping in for your dad. Same to you, Dave. Same to you, Steve. And on that, we will say goodbye.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, gents.